Road by Mark Walden.
The cover for my book is very plain and tells very little. The black background does nothing to help the mystery around the book. In the center of the cover is a big H with the letters HIVE before it. If I were to see this book for the first time, I'd be extremely confused by the title. It might also spark my interest because I'm curious by the name. The name Road does not tell much. It is an ominous name and hard to interpret. The O in Road is designed to look like the scope of a gun. It tells a little and makes you think that it's an action book. To add to this suspicion, the main picture of the book is two silhouettes, outlined in blue, throwing punches at each other. Finally, at the top of the cover, a single sentence, "Evil just got nasty," makes you wonder which way the book will go. I think this is an effective cover, and makes me plenty curious about the book, and would get me to read it. Dr. Charles Morley hurried over to his workstation and viewed the data scrolling past on the display. I think this intro to the book is good because it starts with some action. Not necessarily intense action, but an action that you have very little understanding of. Since you don't know what is happening, it uses your curiosity against you and makes you want to read on.
This is an effective paragraph and gets me really interested because it's such a ridiculous idea. It is a strange idea that a mind can be completely controlled by a robot, and it makes you wonder what this new powerful machine will do with the power it has. This paragraph makes me infer that this is the villain of the story. This paragraph makes you wonder that if a thing of this intelligence that has absolutely figured out what is best for the world, if it had the power, would it reason humans are bad for the earth and try and wipe them out? How would it think about the world, and if it has a lot of power, how would it use it? When I read this chapter, a lot of questions formed in my mind. So far, little factual information has been provided. However, I inferred that this is because the author wants to keep readers interested. The information is literal and general, making it difficult for me to form deeper thoughts and inferences. A pivotal piece of evidence given later in the chapter is that the white-haired man is in fact an evil cyborg, bent on global domination and the extermination of humanity. He used to be the leader of an organization known as Love. His mind was implanted with an artificial intelligence that later completely controlled his mind. Personally, I found this turn of events foreseeable, as it mirrors the storyline of the cliché hero-villain plot. I am later brought 13 years in the future, where I witness a surreal gunfight. This action is beyond that possible in the real world or on film set. Black 4x4s, white masked assassins, and dramatic elevator drops fill the first chapter. This action sequence concludes with a big twist in the story. The main character of the series, Odo, kills a high-ranking official of the organization he is part of. After this, it brings us to the familiar school of Hive where Odo used to attend. When the principal of the school finds out about the assassination of the night before, he is simply told In conclusion, I thought the book was very well written, but was a little bit overwhelming. The first chapter was very exciting, but did not do much for the plot. I think action is a good way to start the book, but I think that the reader should not be as overwhelmed as I was when I read the book.